Hello, Algebra Period 4 students. Okay, so here's our group practice for today. Finding the solutions, which means where the graph crosses the x-axis. If you remember, this is the x-axis. This is our y-axis. Okay, so where this graph crosses, there's going to be 2 points. Now, I'm not going to ask you to graph this one today because it's hard for you guys to have graph paper, but I'm going to say, well, let's go on www.desmos.com and graph it. So you graph x squared minus 16. You leave off the 0. So what you're going to do, this is what it's going to look like on Desmos, so I'm using the calculator. And I said y equals, this is so simple, x squared minus 16. I hit graph. And it's going to show me the 2 answers. Now I'm going to take it away because I don't want you to cheat just yet. I'll tell you the good way to do this. This is sometimes tricky, sometimes not. So when I see x squared minus 16 equals 0, I want to find out these 2 answers. There's going to be probably one, right? You have some sort of U-shaped graph, and it's going to cross at probably 2 separate points. This is what I'm going to do next. I'm going to say, well, I'm going to solve for x. So, just like algebra tells me, I got to do something to one side and move it to the other. I got to isolate the variable, which is my x. So I'm going to add 16 to both sides. Pretty impressive, right? We know how to do this. X squared equals 16. Next step, I got to get rid of this little thing. To get rid of a square, I square root. Square root of x squared is just x. And the square root of 16 is 4. But it's not 4. It's both plus 4 and minus 4. Because 4 times 4 is 16. So that's one way to get 16. Another way to get positive 16 is negative 4 times negative 4. So I have to say it's plus and minus. So what I'm saying here is the 2 answers need to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Negative 4. Here's the other one. Here's my 2 answers. Now, somehow my graph is going to look like this. That's pretty good. Okay, I don't know what it's going to look like. Actually, it's going to go below this because it's 16. But it's going to cross here and here. And let's see if that works. So on my graphing calculator, I graph it. And look, it crosses at 1, 2, 3, 4. And negative 1, 2, 3, 4, just like we predicted. Now, this works out nice because they're whole numbers. If you're using the graph, and this is not a whole number, if it's 5 and a half, 5 and a quarter, 4 and a quarter, 3 and a half, that number will be very hard to see, and you probably won't be able to figure it out with a graphing calculator. This is a nice, easy one, so you can see it's 4. I prefer you this way. You get exact numbers all the time, 4 and 4. You don't even have to use the graphing calculator.